hopeless family. Once upon a time in a small village, there was a family living. Everybody in the village said, "This family is hopeless. They are simply so lazy." And it was true. The husband didn't want to work in the fields, back-breaking, long hours, getting tired. His wife didn't want to do the housework. She was so happy and she didn't care. And the house was a mess. And they had a daughter, and she was brought up to be lazy as well. When she came of age, normally a girl would have to work in the farms in the neighborhood. But the parents thought, no, not our daughter, not working long hours, getting red-handed and getting scolded. So they said to her, "You're going out in the world to find out what you can do, and you can do it by begging. That's the easiest way." So they gave her a bag, bit of money, some food, and then she went around. She did that for a while, but once she came to a place where there were no houses. And she was a little bit afraid of sleeping outside at night, and it was getting dark. And then she met an old lady and asked her, "Can you help me, please? I need a place to stay for the night." And the lady said, "Well, I cannot help you. You cannot stay in my place. But if you go further down the road, you'll pass a very rich farm. Try that. But I'll help you a bit," the old lady said. "Before you enter the house, just outside the house, on the threshold, there is a small stone. Take it, keep it in your pocket. And no matter what they say in the house, say to them, 'Thank you very much. It's most kind of you.'" The girl did exactly as the lady had told her. And when she came into the rich farm, it was so busy. But anyway, she went up to the lady and asked, "Can I stay here for the night?" And the lady said, "No, of course not. Get out of my house. Thank you very much. It was most kind of you." But the girl didn't leave. She went with all the maids into the hall where the man was going to eat his dinner. And while she was looking at it, she asked the lady of the house, "Can I have something to eat?" "No, of course not. I told you already. Leave this place." "Thank you very much. It's most kind of you." And third time she asked was when the husband was going to sleep. And said, "Please, could I sleep here tonight?" "Come on," the lady said. "You're asking me again and again, and I told you you can't stay. Get out of the house." But the girl stayed. She said, "Thank you very much. It's most kind of you." And she stepped by the door, curled up like a dog. Now, when everybody was asleep, she sneaked out of the hallway where the man was snoring away and went to the kitchen, and she did exactly like the old lady had told her. She went to the fireplace, took out the stone and hid it onto the ash. The next morning, two mates were going to lit the fire, but they couldn't. It wouldn't burn, so not just smoke coming out of the little twigs. And the girls said to each other, "It doesn't want to burn. Bow wow!" And they realized that no matter what they said, their sentence would always end in bow wow. They would bark like little dogs. They looked at each other and started to laugh. And the lady of the house came into the kitchen and she got angry and she wanted to lit the fire herself. And then she started barking too. The same thing happened to the man. He came to the kitchen and started to bark. The priest came, the teacher came, and they all started to bark like dogs. Finally, the son of the house came and said, "Come on, I need my breakfast. I'm hungry. Haven't you made my breakfast?" Same thing happened to him when he tried to lit the fire. The girl had woken up because of the noise in the kitchen. She came tiptoeing and saw everything was going on in the kitchen. And then she went back to the room and she combed her hair and cleaned her dress as much as possible. And then she went back to the kitchen. Now, when the lady of the house saw her, she got angry and said, "Are you still here? I told you to leave. Bow wow!" And she got all embarrassed and all red because she had barked like a dog. It was so terrible. They were all in that kitchen. What could they do if they went out in the city? They would bark like dogs. It was terrible. And the girl said only, "Thank you very much. You have been most kind." And then she said, "I think I can help you." And then she went to the fireplace. She was organizing the firewood and the little twigs. And while nobody saw, what she was doing, she took out the stone and she lit the fire and it was burning and everybody was happy. And without thinking about it, they all said, "Oh, fantastic, thank you very much." And they were not barking. It had all disappeared. The girl had solved the problem. And the lady said, "Oh, thank you very much. Aren't you hungry? Don't you want something to eat?" But the girl didn't notice the lady who was now running around, but looked at the boy, the son of the house, because he had seen this beautiful girl. And she had done all this. And he went up to her and looked her in the eyes, and she looked him in the eyes. And it was no surprise when he asked, "Do you want to marry me?" And she said yes. And they got married. And she got beautiful dresses. She got all the food she wanted to eat. And she was perfect, like a rich man's wife. She loved to watch other people work because she was brought up to do so. So it's a very happy marriage. And in that way, even if everything is hopeless and everybody says it is hopeless, there is always hope anyway.